Welcome back, everybody. That was a nice reaction. Welcome back, everybody. We're here for episode 70. This is I'm not Justin. That's Justin. I'm Wyatt. Yeah. No, we switched bodies this time. Use the mind transfer. No, that's Justin. I'm Wyatt, and we're back for the post LD episode. We're nice and tired from the week of festivities.
Exercise.
That's right.
It's
That's the word,
aerobic
yeah.
exercise. If you want to say anything, very a lot of abdomen, a lot of core workouts, a lot of sweating. Uh, I don't know about him, but actually I do know about him because I know how it goes with old LD.
I thought you were about to say you were there.
He is drained in more ways than one. He's drained, and well, we're just recovering on this episode. We got a little fuel in us. We're going to continue to put that in us, and we'll just see where we go. I don't know. I mean, we put plenty of things in places last week, so we'll see what we put in places this week. And yeah, I don't know, man. Great opening.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
LD.
See, here's the thing. I was so taken back by last week's festivities that it put me out of space and time. I didn't even realize. Episode 70? Holy crap, it's a whole nother week. I'm still in recovery mode. I'm not going to lie. I'm dragging a little bit. And, but you know what? For those LD celebrations, you can't do anything but give your best. And that's what we made sure to do. And honestly, anybody in the future, if you ever have any LD festivities, celebrations, or parades, make sure you give 100% because that's all LD deserves, and that's all she wants. She'll spit it out if not. Trust us. And I don't know. Other than that, we're into episode 70, man. Holy crap.
That's a lot. That's more
That
than
is
60. It's not quite 80. That's been a few.
That is both of those. He is not wrong.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. Yeah.
It's we're coming up on a year and a half though, for real. Yeah, we're what, 8 weeks off a year and a half, right?
You know, I love that you brought this up because I had actually even thought about this and I was like, you know what, I'm going to go back. And it's convenient enough because whenever you record on the platform that mine and Wyatt has, which if you look up in the right-hand corner.
Yes, it's always there. We can't get rid of it. I mean, we can, but we don't want to pay them.
We don't pay for it yet. And so it's right there. I'm not going to shout them out. But right there.
Yeah.
Anyways,
We don't need to shout them out. You can read.
yeah, you can
If
read.
you can't read, then go learn to read. If you can't
How'd
read, you
you get
shouldn't be
this?
here.
Yeah, how'd you search us up and get this? And if you're an illiterate follower and friend and confidant to the things we say, thank you and continue to be so because we love
Yeah.
you for you and don't want you to change. We want you to continue to only watch this podcast.
Yeah, and continue to not be able to read too.
That's right. And now you've got 70 episodes to not read and to only listen.
You don't have to read a goddamn thing.
Nope. There are
We haven't-
subtitles on YouTube, but
We haven't made anybody read once. I would like to see some of the subtitles because they're like auto-generated, and I bet some of them get pretty gnarly.
based solely on the what our platform auto generates, guaranteed some of them are off the rockers.
I saw this a little off topic. I was on Twitter the other day, and they do like an auto translation for different languages. And it was a video. It was like a good wholesome video of people doing some nice things. It was some animal. I forget what kind of animal it was, but it was like super dehydrated. It was like dying of thirst, and these people just gave it water. And then somebody responded to it in a different language. I don't remember what language it was. But they said, and I only found this out by reading the comments, they said something like very nice. Like, it was like, may God bless these people or something like that. Like, this is a very good thing to do. The Twitter translation said, what exactly? I should have screenshotted it, but it was like, it was like, this is a very good thing to do. May God blacken the faces of these men. And I was like, what? Is that a threat?
Maybe he knows something we don't know, and that's the way to really pass those pearly gates up there. Make
Yeah,
sure
I
you.
mean, I mean, I can assure you, if we were to do that on here, we ain't passing shit. We're not even passing the quality check. It won't even go up.
Yeah, it'll do its little AI inspection and be like, this violates many terms of services. We are not going to allow this to be out on our platform.
Yeah, it at least violates three.
But that's why we also post on Spotify
Yeah.
because they
Does the video
don't
go
give
on
a
Spotify?
shit.
Yes, but Spotify doesn't give a shit. No.
Yep.
Yeah, I knew the audio went. I didn't know if the video went or not.
So I upload or at least on my part, whenever I upload the video too. And what it does is you can download just the audio file, but if you're not
Okay.
downloading it, it allows you to play both. But then you can also go into your actual Spotify settings and change it to where all downloads are audio only, and it saves your space as well as gives you a quick download. So it really depends on what you want.
I upload the videos too, but I never if I ever watch anything back for any reason, I don't watch it on there. I watch it on here or on YouTube. I watch it on here. I'm already assuming what people are seeing it on.
You know what? That's a good point. I've actually only checked out one or two of our Spotify, so I don't know. I probably should check into that. I'll check into that this week.
Yeah, I only checked them out when we first started doing it just to see if it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which it does, by the way. If anybody doesn't know, you can go to Spotify, download those suckers, and listen to them in your car. And it'll be a pointless waste of an hour and a half. But guess what? Put us on, give us that view, turn the volume down low, and have a conversation with your car partner. Because that's the whole point of these things. It's good at random points. And then whenever you're not just listening, you have time to actually talk to the person you're next to. It works out.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like to think if more people did start watching this, I think at least a thing or two that we said every week would make some people chit chat about something.
100%.
Even if it's really stupid, I think the really stupid stuff might make them chit chat a little more.
Especially with the yeah, absolutely. They would. And going with the trajectory that we went, like how we've grown and went from, I mean, it's actually part of one of the questions I said. We're fully immature, but the 100% immature, almost high school, like let's just have fun with this thing to let's have fun with this thing, but let's also make sure that within it, since right now, I mean, we're 70 in, and it's basically just me and you that watch and listen to it.
And Faith's mom.
And Faith's mom. It's for us. So it's also to make sure that we're seeing the development and growth of us. But, I mean, just this year alone, I feel like I've seen such not a change, but a growth in terms of keeping core to the fun, kind of high school, immature, just random ties, the banter part of our podcast, and then tying into just our life situations, the everyday feelings that we assume only us feel, but kind of know in an essence that others feel and it can relate to in a sense. It's really cool. I like the development of how we've gone about this.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good place to start today instead of doing a weekly recap, because I want to save my weekly recap for another week, because I wanted to something I did yesterday that I did yesterday that the people watching won't know I did yesterday. There's a special guest that wants to appear with a special item that she acquired yesterday, but it is not here currently. So I'm gonna hold off that conversation till next week when she has it. But something that I think would be a good thing to start out on is instead of a recap, almost like a reflection since we started.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah, because the thing that I thought of as you were talking a minute ago was we went from and you could tell just doing it without us even going back and watching it. I can tell just doing it how much smoother it goes from now. Flashback to the first 10.
Mm-hmm.
We used to super manufacture this thing. We had a giant list of notes. Now we still do some notes. We'll have some bullet points okay, I don't want to forget this. I want to get
it's not going to show up. But I have bullet points, but
yeah,
they are literally
Yeah.
bullet points. I thank you for saying that. I'm sorry to interrupt you,
No,
but
you're
that's
good. Yeah.
that's a fantastic point. It is literally random bullet points, and based on our bullet points, we don't say our bullet points. They're they're what the essence of a bullet point is supposed to be. It's a summary of just I see those words and it reminds me, hey, let's talk about this, Wyatt. Do you
Yeah.
you know what is that how it is for you?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Like, most of my bullet points end up being like screenshots or something. I'll find something and I'll screenshot it. And even if I don't always share the screenshot, it's normally just like I'm too fucking lazy to write it down, or I'm at work or something, don't really have time to write it down, and it's much simpler just to,
Yep.
and save it to my thing, and then I can talk about it. But this used to be super manufactured on the first, I'd say probably first like 20, and then we kind of just started letting loose, and it got a lot better from there.
Yes.
But now it's just like it's just bullshit. And the first one felt like the first ever like work from home Zoom call, and then by the time we got to like 30, it was just a normal like hop on the computer and have a conversation. And then you fast forward to 70, and it's barely any different than you walking into my mom's house and us sitting down and bullshitting.
It's routine.
Except we're a little more filtered on here, but
Yes, and so in a lot of essences, very much. But that's as anybody is, especially with a podcast. That's a lot. That's a wonderful way to put that, man. Because that's exactly how it is. It's us starting out, not only not knowing what we're doing, but also trying to see if we can appeal and please to anybody, and then also learning so far in. We didn't actually start this for us, or at least that's how it is for me. Like, I realized I do not care about views. I don't care about hours watched. I don't care about any of that. It's just an extra way to document our times in our lives, but also stay connected to ourselves. And within that, as you touched on earlier, if we can have conversations that kind of, one or two points may touch or be similar to situations or scenarios that others may be going through at this current point in time, or at any point in time. It's just an extra bonus. But I fully agree. And I love that you brought this up, because the time of reflection is in general. Let's do it. I'd actually wrote down, I've got it on my iPad here, December 17th, 2024. The first time. That was our practice episode. That was our draft episode. That's what I like to say. Because we recorded, but it was more working out the kinks of the software, of us, and seeing how the whole thing worked.
Was that how early it was?
We recorded, episode 1 was recorded 2 days before Christmas of 2024. We just didn't put it out until that Friday.
We didn't put it out until 2025 kicked off, because we wanted, because we knew as we did it, the editing process would come a little more naturally, and now it's seamless. As long as our software cooperates with us, but doing it itself it's not really any problem as long as one of us has time to sit at a damn computer.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember the first time we did it a little early, because we wanted we had a week and a half or 2 weeks to get editing done, just because we didn't have a goddamn clue how any of the editing worked on this thing.
No, we still had to learn literally the ins and outs of how to upload photos, logos, do those sort of things. It was everything. And as somebody that even at that time had experience with video editing software, us doing it on an online platform, it was different. So it gave us that buffer period for sure. It's been great. And looking at it now, I love the time of reflection. I'll just talk on it now. What this podcast has given me professionally is experience in a wider range of graphic design experience. From video editing, I have literally hundreds of hours of video editing experience from this alone, let alone my actual job where I do it. And then goes into our advertisements. If I send you my portfolio site, my website that I made for my portfolio site, some of my W advertisements are on my graphic design portion of my website, my
Really?
tab of my, because they are so, like, I know that they are good and appealing. And shoot, dude, if you go to my illustrations and stickers tab, which I'll just do, you don't have to actually look it up, but I'm drunk, everybody, so I'm sending it to him. It is my illustrations and stickers tabs has multiple of our Backroad Banner podcasts, including this right here, our flag that I had made of both of us. That one right there, that's on my. I'm pretty sure that's on my thing, and it's because it's just given me so much personally as well as professionally. So,
Yeah.
from an outlet for us just to discuss and stay connected, especially with our 3.5 hour distance apart, to just, I don't know, it's almost been therapeutic in a way, we've had real conversations, we've had real, which today I'm sure we will, because I've got all kinds of real shit going on, but it's just cool. I don't know, reflecting on it now, it's given me a lot more than just, it's given me a lot more than what the followers would have given me, or what I was assumed followers
Yeah.
or views would have. It's really
Yeah.
mundane to say, but it's just how it is. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's definitely been a thing that's always been like for us. I don't even know if it's so much for us. Like it's definitely not so much for us right now as it is our future selves, I think. Like because the cool thing about the internet, the good and bad side about the internet is shit's around forever. Um, Fortunately, we didn't do this at 18. We waited about 10 years. Um, so we don't really have anything to look back on that we say on here that we're like, oh no, why did I do
Yeah.
that?
Now, in 20 years, in 10 years, those time periods come and we continue to grow and evolve as humans. Of course, we'll be like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Or, not that I shouldn't have said that. Maybe your opinion changes. Maybe my
Yeah.
opinion changes, and we're able to look back and be like, well, here's why I thought that then, but
Mm-hmm.
I understand that because of the time change, it's a future, it's a possibility of reflection at the future time as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, it's so funny. I just looked at that site. I meant to send you my actual site. I sent you a link straight to my illustration and sticker pages. Out of the 10 or 11 that I have listed on my sticker and illustration pages, 5 or 6 of them are the BBP or the Backroad Banner podcast related. So it's like it's a good. It just shows how influential this has been for me.
Yeah. That's
Um,
awesome. Liquid courage. That's hysterical. Has that been on anything? Have you put that on any episode yet?
no, what I originally drew that in a beer bottle, and then I was like, it just doesn't seem real enough. You know what I mean? Especially for
Yeah.
Courage the Cowardly Dog. And I was like, let's see if we can turn scientific. So I went to Google and was like, what's a scientific beaker? Give me a scientific. And it gave me a round one. And I was like, I can draw that. So that's the Courage the Cowardly Dog one. I'll throw it up here since you mentioned it.
That's awesome.
I'm glad. Okay, well then I'll throw that in the next sticker thing. I wasn't sure about it. It's one of the ones that I just did. But since we haven't talked about it or related to it, I wasn't sure.
You should. Man, I hate that. I'm gonna say it on air. I hate to say it on air. I'd like to say it off air because it would be funny, but I don't know if I'd remember it. You should. Yeah. You should. Make like if at all possible. I'm sure it's somewhat possible, but it takes some work. But you should make like a little graphic of the cartoon us each drinking a liquid courage, and then the face in it is like Courage's panic face.
Jesus.
Thank you.
That is a great suggestion, and also
Cup. Sorry.
Yeah, your mug's in here. Sorry, I had a visitor. I needed a beer run.
that's
She was
okay.
judging me for the alcohol I already drank. She gave that to me about 30
Hi,
minutes ago.
Jocelyn. Congratulations on graduating.
Hey, he said congratulations. Oh, I ain't watching that. That's gnarly. You to run some hot water in that shit ASAP.
Let
Maybe
that
some
shit
bleach.
soak. Let
She
it
left the
soak.
coffee. She left a coffee mug on the shelf.
Bro,
It looks
here's
crazy.
the thing. I don't drink coffee. But as somebody that works in an office with coffee drinkers, like heavily, like spends between, on top of an energy drink, they spend between $3 and $8 a day on Starbucks because the Starbucks is right across from our office, so it's just convenient.
Oh yeah, you got one on campus. I forgot about that. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
Uh, uh, there's literally, I don't know if there is a worse liquid aside from just plain milk that
To
you
leave
can
sitting around.
to leave
Yeah.
sitting around. Especially like, I mean, a couple days is one thing. You obviously, like you said, it's bad or whatever, but to leave it sitting around for a week plus, immediately throw away almost. Like,
Yeah.
in terms of like plastic coffee cups,
Oh,
especially.
for sure.
Like, which is mostly what's around our office. That's just the experience I've had. Anytime I see them and you, oh my gosh, it's the only time that you can almost see a physical funk from an object is.
Yeah, like cartoon stink lines.
Yeah, bro, it's wild. I'd say 10 days is the max. If you leave something out 10 days with coffee, throw that away because even fresh coffee ain't gonna make it smell better.
Yeah.
Oh, but back to what you were saying. That's absolutely that. I just blanked. What were you saying?
Oh, that's a good question.
I was so like, I was agreeing with you. I know. I was like, just continue this point of like, that's right. But now I'm blanking on it. Talking about.
Oh, it was talking about looking back at this when we're older. Yeah, yeah. I think the last thing I said before we got distracted with the liquid courage was that's actually why both of us are getting so easily distracted. It's the real life liquid courage.
Real life liquid courage, just for anybody that doesn't know. An absolute awful drink, but if you want to have one and then enjoy the second, third, and fourth, then what you want to do is 60 milliliters of Tito's vodka, or a better vodka if you have it. Tito's is what's in my fridge from a year ago. And then 110 to 125, and I mean 25. If you do 30, you're over punching it. I know because my second drink was 130, and I did it in a medicine fill glass. That's how I know the milliliters. 110 to 120 milliliters of root beer to your 60 milliliters of Tito's vodka. Makes it to where your second, third, and fourth, and probably whatever happens afterwards, is really nice. Like, you're just enjoying yourself. Now, the first 60 milliliters, we'll say, because we're going to say you have between 100, or, okay, not 60. Your first 170 to 180. So let's divide that into 135 to 140. That's nasty, Wyatt. Don't drink that. Well, you got to. But once you just
Once you pour it, you don't have a choice.
Yeah. Once you gulp that down, though, and you get to this half of the drink, bro, your Rickyisms will start spitting out like bird shit. It is literally just one after another. He is putting it on the ground and laying it straight out for all of us to enjoy. Everybody, I don't recommend this drink, but if you do it, that's how you do it.
Yeah, I got a drink recommendation too. If you like Yingling, but you're too much of a bitch to drink regular Yingling consistently, then they make Yingling Light. It's pretty good.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Did we have Yingling or Yingling Light?
We had regular
Okay.
Yingling.
Okay. Follow up. Unless it's for preserving your mental state, if you go to Yingling Light, you might as well switch to Bud Light, I feel, almost, right? How's the taste?
Yeah, close. It's okay. I mean, I think the taste of regular Yingling is better. But the thing with those heavy beers, you know, as you get older, I mean, no, we're not old, but if you're not 21 anymore, like we're not, and you want to actually drink a good bit of beers, your best option is to go with a light beer.
Yep.
So you don't
100%.
get absurdly bloated and then just feel like a big stupid pile of horse shit before you get any sort of buzz going. Because that's what those heavy beers do to you most of the time, unless you're a goddamn alcoholic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, that's what they're
I can get
for.
drunk on heavy beers every once in a while, but like I can drink Bud Lights like they're water.
Yep. Yeah, I love.
I had a Bud Light with
That's
my
all.
lunch.
That'll be what I have after this thing. Oh.
Yeah, I had a Bud Light with my lunch. I got rained out today. So, dude, I spent more time driving to work than I did at work today. I drove an hour and 36 minutes to work. My work started at 7 a.m. They sent us home at 8:35. And then I drove back.
That's hilarious.
I got home at 10:30 because I went to Sheets and got breakfast. And my breakfast was lunch because at that point at 10:30 I had already been awake for 6 hours. So I'm like, yeah, it's lunchtime.
Yep. That is hilarious. That's how you know you're doing some weathered work.
Yeah. It's been nice because it's been the easiest and best paycheck of my life. But I haven't gotten it yet. When I get it, I'm gonna have some fun with it. Hopefully, we'll do some golfing. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's the weather is a big factor on if I even get down to town this weekend.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like if we keep getting weathered out, they're gonna make us come in Saturday because my company doesn't like paying, or the company I'm working for now. There's no my company anymore. I bounce around
Yeah.
all of them. But the company that I'm at now, uh, isn't too gung ho about paying people overtime. But since they rained us out this morning, and they only had to pay us for 4 hours instead of 8, even though we were only there for an hour and a half, but since they only had to pay us for 4 hours instead of 8, they are not going to be afraid to tell us Saturday, hey, come in and finish this.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that tomorrow goes as planned and we can get our work finished, and then Thursday goes as planned and we can get that crane tore apart and sent out of there. Friday, we're done, and I can head out of town. I can head out of town maybe Thursday night. Who knows?
Nice. What's
That's
your weather
that's
look
if the
like?
weather cooperates.
Yeah. Ours is shit
It's
down here.
it's supposed to rain all week. It's supposed to rain
Yeah.
all week.
That's
But
how it is here tomorrow.
the rain's not really what killed us. It's the wind, because I'm working with crane operators and we're on a damn windmill farm.
Yeah.
So that's where the wind's at. But you can't do all this crane work in heavy winds. It's incredibly dangerous. So they sent us home. Like yesterday, they didn't send us home, but yesterday we didn't do anything hardly. I think we worked until like 10 and sat in our cars the rest of the day because of the
really?
wind. Yeah, just because of the wind. Like we got one thing done. They're replacing a couple pieces of a windmill. They got one done. And then the other one that they have to do, they have to put guys in like the man basket and lift them up to the top of the windmill, which you have to have real calm winds for that because you don't want anybody dying. You know what
You're
I mean?
100 plus feet in the air. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know just from my drone alone how much that wind shakes up there. I couldn't imagine being in a basket that big, actually, resistant to wind as well. So you're causing some I don't know. So some pushback, between you and the wind. Not surprised at all.
But as long as the weather cooperates with us for 2 full days, we should be good. Get the work done tomorrow, get the crane taken apart and sent out Thursday. Fingers crossed. Hopefully it's how it goes. And then I'll be smooth sailing for the weekend, hopefully.
Yeah.
And we can afford at least one more weather day, but if we get 2 more weather days, I'm probably going to have to go in Saturday because they ain't going to have to pay OT because they sent us home once. And if the weather's shitty again, they're not going to be afraid to do it again.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's awesome, though. It's at least good intro to you, to what you might be dealing with.
Oh, dude, and it's like it's a blessing too because I got such an easy job to start out with. Like I know some guys that are going out. I don't want to say working their asses off because we're all operating machinery, but I'm not. I'm just the crane guy's bitch. But There are some people in my training class who went straight out operating machinery, and they're just balls to the wall, 8 to 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
Like, which I know is part of the job, and I'm going to have to deal with it, but it's like I was very fortunate to get eased into the profession. So, especially with as long as my goddamn drive is. I would hate to drive an hour and a half to work and then drive around a rock truck for 10 hours and then drive an hour and a half
to drive home. Yeah. Yeah, that'd make you sleeping really easy.
I mean, my first couple days I was going to bed at like 8.
I guarantee it. I'm not surprised a bit. That's, yeah.
Waking up at 3:45.
You just made me yawn from that.
But when I said waking up at 3:45, you're like, damn, fuck all that.
Dude, I haven't done that since surveying. I ain't had to.
Yeah.
I mean, I still don't have to be at work at 8, but I wake up between 5 and 6 every day, but still. It ain't 3:45, and that's a big difference. So, I'm enjoying that extra hour.
Yeah, I'm ready for my next job. Like, my job's been nice and easy, but I'm ready for my next one because it's almost guaranteed to be closer.
Yeah.
Well, my job right now is as far away from me in my district as I can get.
Oh, okay. Well, that works out.
Yeah, so like I'm on the far west side of my district. Right at the border. My job is at the far east side, so I got to travel across like 3 counties.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so and Pennsylvania counties are no joke. They're rather large, especially the western ones. But yeah, so that's should be the longest drive that I have to deal with. The longest traveling I have to deal with without them putting me up in a hotel room.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I don't know where we were going with any of what we were saying. I know what I was going for a minute ago. Whenever I was talking about the reflection and what this was about, and then how this is about being for us. I think another big important thing that I'll close with, and then we can swap to something else. But another big important thing is that unfortunately, one day we're both going to get old, and one of us is going to die first. And it's going to be really cool that because the internet and everything is on the internet forever, that one of us will be able to, even before we die, let's not even bring the morbidity into it, but like even before we die, we're gonna be sitting there at goddamn 70 years old just looking at all the bullshit we used to talk about.
Yeah, it'll be I mean, it's reminiscent now in a sense, but yeah, super then or extremely then, because even 10 years down the road, whenever we're far out from doing this thing, it's, I don't know, just exactly what you said. It's reflection time, bro, but it's also, it's then what I just said, reminiscent. It's just R&R time, bro.
Shit, who knows? 10 years down the road, we might still be doing it. Who knows?
That would be fucking sick.
Like, even if we're not doing it at a weekly clip, like, that's the thing that I've thought about, too, like, just looking at the future and stuff, like, the distant future, of course, not anytime soon, but looking at the distant future, and I'm like, man, I'd cut back to once every 2 weeks or once every month or something before I'd let it flat out die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'd have to be absurdly busy for me to let it, like, flat out die on my own.
Yeah.
I would, and even if, like, you know, no offense to you, but even if something happened to you, or not something happened, but even if something happened where you were too busy to carry on a weekly basis or a bi-weekly basis or whatever, or semi-weekly, that's every 2 weeks, right? Semi-weekly?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even if it was, is it bi-weekly? Okay, yeah. Even if you got to that point where you were too busy to carry that on, I'd be like, well, shit, I'm going to see if I can find somebody that can hop in every so often. Yeah, like, and I know I wouldn't do it by myself. I couldn't sit here and bullshit by myself for that long, but
yeah, see, I could, but it just turned into a very uneducated news and educational.
Yeah, I'd be in here like swearing about Israel or something. Who knows?
I could literally be anywhere. Right now, I'm very worried about the state of the economy for the United States for the next 3.5 years. So who knows? I'm everywhere. It's actually what me and my coworker Joey were talking about today at Wits. So man, you might be able to get a lot more done if you would stop stop worrying yourself with doing so much at once. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. And he said, yeah. So stop being so ADHD and just enjoy what you're enjoying. And I was like, dude, you're making so much sense, but to put that into action, that sounds complicated. But it's not at all. It was very straightforward and it was good advice.
Dude, that's how I am about like financial situations, because I'm like, okay, well, I got to take care of this and this, and I got to pay this off and pay this off and pay this off, and I got to pay my mom back because my mom was my unemployment loan due to my unemployment not working.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like all this shit, and I'm like, I got to do this, this, and this, and this, and like Jocelyn reminds me every once in a while. She's like, you don't have to tackle all of this at once, right? And
Yep.
I'm like, yeah. Like, I mean, at first, I'm like, no, no, no. Yeah, I do. I got to get it out of the way. I got to get it behind me. And then it takes me a couple minutes, and I'm like, no, you're right. Like, I
Yep.
don't have to worry about this. Like, worrying about this all at once is going to kill me. I don't have to worry about this all at once.
And you see, that's exactly where our conversation stemmed from too. Because for the past, well, I mean, for the past month plus, we've been having the conversation between ourselves, but especially with our boss. We had the conversation last week and then again this week, just about our futures and stuff there. And yeah, I mean, it's getting to the point to beyond like either of us staying afloat with very very different lifestyles. With either of us staying afloat with our pay, and I mean, we got the kind of the nod that, oh well, we're gonna try to increase your pay to 45 this year, not know with also giving us the caveat that that may not happen, probably won't happen. So if that doesn't, then we'll try for half of it. And it's like, well, half of it, we're sitting at 38 now, and it's like we've been. My boss even said it to me today. It's like you guys came in at entry level positions and entry level pay, not being entry level people, and then continuing to prove yourself. She said you guys didn't have the right to ask for a raise at 1 year, and I stopped her there, and I was like, that's false. I said we didn't have the decency to. I said in my right, I don't compare myself to other people around the state or other people in this university. I said I compare myself to my output, my work ethic, and what I do and what I'm able to contribute to our team. So even though other people may not ask for raises or say that they're worth this, I said that's not going to stop me from saying 1 year in that I'm worth it. I said it was purely out of decency for myself and for you guys that I didn't ask for a raise or that Joey did. So, but you acknowledging that we're not entry level people, we're not entry level stuff or entry level positions. I appreciate that, but then also acknowledging that, or kind of pushing it towards us that the likelihood of even being pushed up to 45, like between me and Joey alone, like I mean, in between you and whoever listens to this by this point, like the jobs that we're looking at minimum pay 45, and it's because we're stuck at 38, and it's like even at that, it's not that it's not fair, but it's not what we know we deserve or are capable of earning. So within that, it's like, what's our value to you? If you don't see our value, we have to accept it for what it is and move on from it. So the financially, man, I've been really going through it, and it's beyond it. I mean, I see the growth potential at my current position in terms of the skill sets I can learn and stuff, but moving on, it's really hard. And so today I had to give my boss. I straight up told him, I was like, listen, June 1st comes and we're not giving those raises to exactly 45. I said I can guarantee you for a fact I am leaving. I said I've already told you that me and my wife are moving. I said I have to get out of a different environment. I said, but let alone me having ties to this place. Look at my coworker Joey. I said, you lose both of us, you're really screwed in because you're restarting with likely fresh out of college candidates that now are proven that they don't want to learn themselves.
Yeah,
But,
80% of them are going to be absolute clowns and a big bag of dog shit. Yeah.
Yep. So it's just coming to an understanding of where I was at and where they're at. It's really hard. So those financial conversations and just those mindsets, those absolutely have to be taken into consideration. And you know. For the point that I'm at, it's just hard. I'm in a deep point of reflection of like, I'm giving my 6 months to try to find something else, marketing, graphic design wise. I mean, I've applied and interviewed for countless jobs. It's just, I don't fit what they need, or they're too under what I'm requiring
Yeah, they
for
don't fit
myself.
what you need. Yeah.
Exactly. And, I mean, it's in the double digits of interviews and applications and offers. And at this point, it's so debilitating in a sense that it's like, what's the point of continuing the position that I'm at if I see no growth for myself at the university, but also don't see an outlet for it? It's like, maybe I need to pivot and start learning a new skill set, learning a new trade, similar to how I did with surveying, just finding something that's actually valuable for the future. So a lot of, I don't know, a lot of really hard, deep conversations. Self-reflection conversations I'm also having to have with myself.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I feel that. I do. I do have faith in you coming to the right decision. Um, either acquiring the right scenario, or and if that doesn't happen, then coming to the right decision.
Yeah. Yep.
'Cause,
I've
you got a good head on your shoulders. You know what you need and deserve, and I like at this point in your life that you're not just taking what you get. You know what I mean? Like,
see, and thank you. I really appreciate that. Those are all things that mean a lot to me within myself, because I mean those are just character traits that I think a lot of people hope to have. But if anybody, doesn't matter if it's your best friend or a rando, sees those in you, it means a lot to be notified and acknowledged of that. So I really do appreciate that. And within that, that's even what I said to my boss. I was like, you can look at me. So a big reason of where the position that I'm at in is like, I get comp time hours. Comp time means that I can't make overtime, but every overtime hour or every minute that I get of overtime gets put into a separate bucket. So I can use it for vacation. I can use it to take off for random days. I can use it for anything. Or by our employee handbook, I can cash that shit out.
I was about to ask you, like, can you just take it as money?
I can cash that out according to the employee handbook. Since November of 2025, I've been trying to cash that out. It has not went through yet. And because of that, that's another point that I brought up to my boss. It's like, there's no benefit for me to even try to meet my own personal standard that I've set for myself over the past, 20 something years, 27 years, now 28 years, to meet that standard at this place, because I see no benefit for myself or my family.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not okay with that. I said, if you look at my timesheet, you can literally look at my timesheet, but look at my effort, look at my notes. At November of 2025, when I first tried to put that in to help pay for Christmas gifts, to cash out my hours, and it didn't get through, I was like, okay, so you're telling me that all this extra time and effort I put in is I'm getting no incentive or advancement for it. So I was like, stop. If I wasn't asked from my director to go to an event, I haven't went to an event in 6-7 months now.
Yeah.
I only go to things that they're like, this is meant to. So it's not just getting true, real, raw content for the university. Now I'm in the same boat as all these other people that I never, not necessarily neglected, but looked at in a negative sense of like, why is your effort below what I think your standard is for yourself? And now I understand it. And I told my boss today, I was like, I hate because I'm constantly self-reflecting on various things. Like, self-reflection is just the best term I can come up for it right now. But I said, I hate being able to almost look back to the week specifically and acknowledge the point where I was like, I'm done. What's the point in me going above and beyond and being the superstar of the department, or the superstar that I thought I was, whenever nothing is benefiting me? And I was like, that's not who I want to be. That's not who I am. One, I'm always somebody that the company standards were below my own standards, so I was always achieving even when I was failing. And I said,
Right.
now it's like, it's not that I'm still achieving, but I'm slacking on my own standards. And whenever you get behind yourself, it's like, those are the moments that you're really able to self-reflect and be like, bro, what are you doing? Like, who cares about these outside people? When you let yourself down, that's a different gut feeling. And,
Yeah.
oh, dude, it's so raw. It's so raw, bro.
Yeah, taking what you get is for your early to mid 20s. Once you get up to where we're at right now, and then even further beyond, you gotta like you gotta either get what you deserve. If you don't get what you deserve, you gotta fucking demand what you deserve. And if you don't get that, you gotta hit the road.
You got to pivot.
That's really all there is to it. Yeah.
And,
Um.
yeah. And that's
Like,
the best
I mean,
thing.
that's what I just did. You know, it's funny. I just did it, and then as soon as I left, everybody got raises. Everybody got like $3 or $4 raises, and I was like, whatever, fuck you guys. I'm making more than you anyway.
Yeah, don't feel bad where you're at. Just so you know, you are making hourly almost double what I am, and overall, like, I know you can already see the trajectory of where you're going to be at. Let's say, like, legitimately, let's say it's even short term, 5 years you're doing
Yeah.
equipment, and then you pivot again. You already see the benefit.
Yeah.
And that alone is enough self-incentive for you to be like, yeah, bro.
I'd say I'll probably stay in this union for the rest of my career because I can retire.
Right.
I can retire at 55. Retiring is something I never thought I'd be able to do. Period.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to work till I dropped dead. Not anymore, dude. When I went to that first meeting and they told us like the guidelines for retirement, and when I saw like 55 at 20 years of service, and I was like, at 55 I'll have 27 years of service. I said, at 55, I'm out this motherfucker. Don't call me anymore.
Yeah. See, it's those benefits, and that's where it goes. That's the biggest thing. I mean, my boss has been an advocate, but working for a state, you can only do so much. So it's also the sense of like, you know that they're your advocate, but it's also, I don't think you'll leave. I don't want you to leave. I don't think you'll leave.
That's the thing. I don't think you'll leave. That's what a lot of bosses like bank on. Even my best bosses have been like, "Oh, I don't think he's going anywhere." Even when I did go somewhere for a few weeks and I came back, like I remember my boss telling me, and this kind of pissed me off, which sucks. 'Cause he's a good dude. I like the guy, but I remember him telling me, he's like, "I knew you'd be back," and I was like, I had an idea I'd be back, but like, fuck you for
Why would you say that?
thinking and saying that. Yeah, like and then that's kind of why like I was pumped whenever I got into my gig that I'm doing now, because like, you think I'll be back now?
Yeah.
Like,
See,
you think I'll be back now? You're wrong. I will not be back now, brother. Sorry, I'm gonna miss you, but nope, I'm not gonna be back now.
and that's exactly where that's where me and my coworker are at. Me and Joey are at. It's knowing what we deserve and earn, but also it goes back to the beginning, not being able to even stay afloat and pay your monthly bills, pay down your debts, makes it to where at a certain time it's literally uncompromisable. Like, you have to leave to a certain point. And he had brought it up today. He's like, do you think that we should like tell them that we're looking for jobs? And I was like, I told him, I said, I think that would help. I said, but also,
Yeah, for sure.
I've done everything that I could to tell them. Like, they know that we're looking. They know what the requirements are, but they also know they just don't care. And it goes to that certain point of, if a company doesn't care, you got to do what's in the best interest of you and just peace out. And as hard as it is, that's where I get to. I'm giving myself a certain amount of months. That's what I told Faith. Right now, my plan is 6 more months trying to find a marketing job. If not, get the tiny bit of raise, which $45,000 a year is literally nothing. It doesn't actually help me a lot, but there's at least incentive to stay and to continue to learn what I'm learning here.
Yeah, that's one of those things that, like, it's not fantastic, but a step up's a step up. Yeah, I get where you're coming from there.
Yeah, it's like meeting in the middle ground. It's not even close to the average of what our positions require nationally, but
right.
Also understanding things are what they are. We're not where we're at nationally as a state, and
I was about to say that state-wise too. Yeah.
I mean, shit. Real, like, I know this for a fact. Our Judiciary Court this year got a pay raise. Next year Next year it'll be instituted of $5,000 in 2028. West Virginia Judiciary Court. Our members on the court make $149,500 a year, and that just got raised or whatever. And the member that was speaking, like, he said, I acknowledge. He said that's a lot of money. He said, but also, so you guys know, that's a lot less money than I was making as a private lawyer in my own home county.
Yeah.
But within that, $149,000 a year as the on the Judiciary Court of the state, out of 50 states and 4 territories, is 53rd on the list. They are paid lower than every state and 3 territories.
What's the one territory? Guam?
No, so it is a set of islands. It starts with an A.
Oh shit, I don't have any idea. Dude, but don't worry, one of our old schoolmates is gonna make West Virginia great again. He's gonna do this number right here with his hands, and he's gonna be Donald Trump with his hat, his wonderful hat.
The Northern Marina Islands, I believe. So the Marina Islands, I think that's what it is. But either way, it's still bad. So within that, we don't expect anything. It's just more incentive of understanding the growth and seeing where we're at. Like, we're not trying to be like everybody else at the university and jump from our actual degrees and career paths to just a different job for making money. We're trying to stay where we're at and grow and help.
Yeah.
So, which is what I put. I told her. I mean, there's somebody that we graduated with that, you know, I love him to all his death, and I'm really happy for him, but pissed off at his department because he went from, you know, being a truck driver to being an admissions counselor, making less or the same as I did, to within 6 months being the head of international admissions, making $10,000 more than what I did, to now being the head of fundraising for a department. I'll just say a department. Head of fundraising. But anyways, tell me, how does somebody who delivers packages then goes to giving tours for 6 months, then goes to being a professional for international admissions at a university, to then goes to fundraising and has a degree in a plain old, the most average business degree you could get?
I hate that we are from such a small town and a small college that without even hinting at a name, I know who you're talking about. I've been so not tapped into the town, but I know exactly who you're talking.
And here's the thing, nothing but love.
Oh yeah, no,
100% love. My best friend, literally one of my best friends since kindergarten.
Yeah. If I'm right, which I'm 99% sure I'm right, he is a fantastic guy. I do. Yeah. He's an awesome dude. Yeah, not shitting on him at all.
No,
but
shitting on his department,
shitting on some decision makers. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I told my boss, I was like, that upsets me because knowing what they make, which is over $50,000 a year, at like mid-50s. And knowing what I make and understanding their trajectory, I was like, and the excuse was, well, there was only this many people that applied for the position. And so my rebuttal again was, so you're telling me that we hired somebody that was not qualified simply because there was only 2 applicants, rather than keeping that position open to find a qualified applicant.
Yeah.
And my boss's rebuttal was,
yes,
apply for jobs even you're not qualified for, and make it to fake it till you make it. And literally had to describe this to me for 5 minutes, because to me that's just unethical and lying. Like, I'm not gonna do that.
I
Like,
think it's correct to a certain extent. I don't think you full-fledged do that.
yes.
I think you like, because here's my outlook on jobs and a lot of things is you really don't know, like, even no amount of school or training or whatever can prepare you. You don't fully know what you're doing until you do it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you don't just like, I don't think you should go blindly throwing out applications and hope for the best. I don't think
No.
that's
And I'm sorry, somebody that has a business management degree that had not even worked within business management or the actual office side of a business, getting making the jumps that he has, it's like that alone has been incentive for me to be like, this is not the place for me. Because
yeah.
I'm not a liar, I'm not a faker, and though I can succeed at any position I can do, my last job showed me that that's not who I am. And
Yeah.
the fact that you guys are willing to, us as a company, us as a school, are willing to hire people that aren't qualified just in hopes of, them becoming qualified magically.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dude, you guys are that's a failing
It's
business model.
That's a hell of a roll of the dice, is what it is. Yeah, like
Yeah. And here's the thing. Person's amazing. Potential
fantastic.
can be
dude.
amazing.
Yeah,
Whatever
he,
else.
he can do it. He's a great guy. He's not a dickhead. He's got a good head on his shoulders.
But if nobody is, if you're not qualified, you're not qualified. It doesn't matter how great
Yeah.
of a person you are. Like that, and
No,
that's what
yeah.
it comes down to. And within that sense, it's like upsetting, but it also makes so much sense because if you look at anybody that, you know what school I work at and where I'm at. Anybody does. But anybody we know long term that's been there has had to constantly jump ship. And by jump ship, I mean jump department, change jobs
Yeah.
completely to even stay afloat within this town. And
Yeah.
it's like, dude, why don't you just pay people that are qualified, the pay that is deserved, and then get them to improve not only the university but the town itself, because the money continues to flow instead of being a stepping stone within everybody's career.
There's no incentive to stay and improve. That's a thing. I don't even work there. I can tell that's exactly what's going on because I've worked at places that are like that. There's no incentive to stay and improve. And that's why it will be a constant revolving door. And that's why I love the place with all my heart. My roots are there. I went there. I'm an alumni. It's that's why it'll always be some piddly ass rinky dink school
Yep.
that don't ever get over the hump. That's why it'll always be the cheapest school in West Virginia because that's what it deserves to be.
Yeah.
I love the
Doesn't
place.
matter.
I love the place with all my heart. It has held some of the best memories of my life. It will never be what they want it to be
No, not until they are willing.
because of that.
Yep. Not, dude, 100%. Literally, they're.
Yeah.
I mean, as a worker, as a student, as an alumni, and now as a staff member.
We were we were everything but athletes for that place.
Yes, I have literally seen the ins and outs to every extent, and it's like, we are a beautiful campus, got a lot of things to draw attention, but there are a lot of faults within it, and the number one fault that I'm witnessing, and it's what I say to everybody, schools are schools, universities are businesses. And whenever it comes to university, you're a business. You have us in there, me, myself, specifically as a marketer and designer. I am not only taking photos, I'm designing your flyers, I'm designing your programs for graduation. I am doing everything in and outs to billboards. And by me, I mean my team. I mean my team, everybody. Like, we're doing our we're doing everything. And it's like, if you're putting hundreds of thousands of dollars towards advertising, shouldn't you make sure that the people making those advertisements are qualified and professionals, and within that actually care about the betterment of the university? Like, I've told my boss this alone. I said, it amazes me, my feelings for this school from being a student to being a staff member. And I said, it has to do with responsibility from having to literally take care of the campus grounds and pick up the trash off the street, to being just taking the classes and interacting with the faculty members to now doing all of that sense and making us look better. I am such a bigger fan of GSU now than I was of GSC as a student. Like, I am truly a big alumni. Like, I'm a real fan and a real alumni of the university.
You might have to jump ship, dude. Turncoat on them. You're gonna have to take your talents a little bit up 79. Make yourself a Falcon.
You know what's ironic enough? I don't want to stay in higher education, but I very easily could. So
yeah,
who knows? I could be a pioneer representing the Falcons. Well, ironically enough, though, Joey, my coworker, is a Falcon representing Pioneers right now.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
It's progression within yourself, buddy. That's all it is.
Yeah. Well, shit,
it's funny.
man.
I like this. Will be a funny short transition. We can transition into whatever we end up talking about. We talk good and long about real shit. I like it.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Melissa Jadamski, who is Emily Jadamski's mom, she stopped in. She was in my office today. She stopped by and we were talking and catching up. And she's on the committee for the class reunion or whatever. And she was telling me that I should come. And I said, ironically enough, I've actually been thinking about it. I said, I actually read the flyer this year. And
Did she also tell you should go to the reunion?
No, she only wants me to enjoy myself. She doesn't care if I show up to a freaking event. That's boring. But, yeah, she knows what I'm about. Emily's told
God,
me.
I haven't had a setup like that in years.
Well, that's where this is going towards, dude.
Oh, damn it. I hate that I ruined it.
If I'm free, I'm going to go to the meeting on May 14th because they have it up at the high school. She said it'd be really cool if younger people got involved because they didn't know that right now it's mostly older people and they don't really know if anybody cares about it. But I'm thinking about going on and being a part of that committee now. But our 10-year anniversary high school reunion, which will be a celebration on the podcast, is coming up here in a couple weeks. And the actual reunion isn't for a month or month and a half, but whenever it is.
July, I believe, yeah.
Okay.
You sent it to me. I read it. It's July sometime. I don't remember the date. I'd have to look.
Okay. Well, I know it's on.
It's the 25th. I remember it because it was my dad's birthday. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you're free, not working, and able to.
Yeah.
You should buy. Honestly, you should go ahead and buy tickets, and I'll even reimburse you if not. You should buy tickets for you and Jocelyn because I'm gonna have me and Faith. I'm gonna buy tickets for me and Faith because I think that.
Are they gonna have beer? I mean, that doesn't change. That doesn't change my answer. I'm just curious. Oh, you don't know?
I would assume so.
They fuck better.
Melissa's really excited because this is the first time in multiple years that they're not having it at the Waco Center, but they're actually having it at the high school. And I told her, I was like, listen, you don't like, for me and my specific friend group, like, high school was reminiscent and just is the best times for so many reasons. So having it in there for me alone would do so much. So I love that. But you should buy tickets just in case. I don't care. I'll give you $50 for them
I planned on it.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm gonna buy them here this week or next week for me and Faith when I get paid. Because, dude, that's gonna be so much fun. I'm actually really excited for it. And she said, like, this is actually for you guys. She said, everybody, it's for everybody. But this is for you guys. And with us being in the younger class, she said it's usually more special for the 10-year grads. So I don't know. I'm hoping to get as many people involved as I can. I'm pretty sure the only people that would show up to mine would be the people I would want to see. Like, even if we weren't super close, fuck, let me catch up. Let's see how you're doing. Like,
yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. Let me hear about a state championship from 10 years ago or something.
Whatever it may be that's happening or happened in your life in the past, we're all for it. And
oh God, I'm sorry. I'm just having jokes.
That's okay. We'll if that's happening the 25th, the week of July 27th, well, probably 26th because that's a Saturday, I would say. Sorry, 25th is second, first. So
we should try to stumble across a guest, even if it's just the most random person, and be like, "Hey, you want to do something real fast?" You take an hour out of your day and come and sit and bullshit with us for a second?
Dude, that would actually be really fucking cool.
I wouldn't care who it was.
No,
I really
that
wouldn't.
would
I
be
wouldn't give
super
a shit
cool.
who it
No, because
was.
anybody we could have reminiscent as well as what are you up to now, and that would develop just real questions and conversations. So it'd be cool either way, dude. Okay, well I'm gonna do that. I'll let you know when I buy my tickets, but yeah, you
I
definitely
knew
should.
since you're on the reunion conversation, I knew like I like your mindset about going to it, and it's about the same mindset that I would have going to it. It's one of those things that like I'm not on the fence about going, but it's one of those things that it's like if I can't go, I wouldn't be too awfully hurt because at the end of the day, I see and talk to everybody that I like deeply, deeply care about. I'm not saying that I don't care about the people that I don't talk to. Like, yeah, it would be cool to catch up.
Yeah,
But it's one of those things that, like, the people that I will have for the rest of my life that I will never lose touch with, I still talk to.
you already don't.
So if I didn't make it, I would. But like, we had a friend, a friend that lives up this way that I used to live very close to. We'll put it that way. Um, by very close to, I mean downstairs. Um, and this guy, like the what I was getting at is like, I'm glad I really like your outlook on it because his outlook, I remember him saying like, if we ever have a reunion, like I'm only gonna go if I'm like really successful and like a lot of money and go with a nice car, a nice house, and this, that, or the other. And I was not too because he's a fucking idiot. First off, like not because of that, he's an idiot already, but it's just one of the reasons. But he's an idiot, and like because he's an idiot, I didn't call him out on a whole lot of bullshit, and I told him I was like, "This is really not the right way to think about it, man." And he was like, "Well, what do you mean?" He's like, I'm like, dude. At the end of the day, the people that don't care, don't care. I'm like the people that care about you are gonna like you.
Want to just hear about you.
Whether you're like, as long as you're not a piece of shit, which plot twist. Um, so the people that care about you, as long as you're not a complete piece of shit, they're still gonna care about you. And the people that don't care about you are not gonna care if you walk in there a fucking millionaire.
Yep,
I said they're not gonna care what you're doing or what you're not doing. Like the people that don't care about you just don't care, and you don't go for those people, man. Like that's not why they have that thing.
And that's the opposite tale of what Joey was saying. He said it's literally going to be the worst of the worst or the most successful trying to flaunt what they have. And I was like, I would hate to have grown up where you did. I said, because honestly, I think out of everybody out of my graduating class that would go to a reunion, I said, I'm the one that makes the least amount of money. Like I literally make the least amount of money out of everybody I know, including 18-year-olds. Like I make no money. I said, but that's not why I'm going. I said, look what I do have to show. It's like I have a family at least, or not just my family. It's like I'm there for the memories of the school. So like you're saying, you wouldn't be as upset if you didn't go because it's like I don't care about seeing the people.
Yeah. Like I do want to go, but it's like if I can't, I'm not gonna be like, oh fuck, I can't go. Like I'm not gonna be all super down to the dumps. Yeah.
Yeah. See, for me, it's really ironic. I'm glad you said that because it's almost the opposite. For me, it's like I'm not going for the people because I talk to everybody that I want to, or I have the ability to talk to anybody that I want to. It's more of I think I'm going to actually relive the memories if I can.
That's a good way to think about it too. I never really thought about that. Mainly because a lot of our memories were they were funny. They were good. I'm not going to deny that. But yeah, I don't know if we get away with as much as adults. I mean, we could, but now I'm much more prone to be like, no, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't do that.
Yeah. See, and that's where I'm at. That's what I was talking to Melissa about. I'd almost gotten into so many, like I started talking about so many examples because I was telling her, oh, I would love to. I said, thank you for talking to me about this because I saw it. I said, for the first time ever, I actually read it and saw that you celebrate years and that it's my year. So I was thanking her for it. I said, and I was starting to say so many memories and I was like, none of them are appropriate. But at the same sense, it's like, what memories will flash through my head when I'm spending not 5 minutes in there with my wife just helping her get her shit, but actually just in there thinking about high school, it's like, I bet some really cool, fun ones will flash back in my head.
Now, I have a question for you regarding that. Sort of what I was talking about, but regarding the reunion as a whole. So, like, obviously, if I make it, like, I mean, you live there. I'm sure you're making it whether I make it or not. If I make it, what was I going for? Yeah, if I make it, I'm not, like, making it to prove anything to anybody, but so, like, say if we each were. Like, say if we were full of ourselves enough to go in there and try to prove something. What would be, like, your one thing? And I know your answer is going to be good. I know it's not going to be some, fuck shit. Like, that's not even what I'm looking for. I'm not even looking for, like, something to show off. That's not what I'm looking for. But it's like, if you were to have people that haven't seen you in 10 years leave there with one takeaway about you, what would it be?
How wholesome I've become.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Like, that's kind of like my same answer. Like, I would want, not in those same words, but like, I would want people leaving and be like, wow, he's fucking different. Like, yeah,
I'd want them to see me as the full person. Yeah. And that's what it is. It's the side, like, I'm almost emotional thinking about it, but it's because I've talked about it so much, and also the reflection of just kind of what this episode is, but everything is. It's like the reflection of what I've become. I am the exact person that I was in high school, just developed and evolved. And yeah. I've become, the reason I say wholesome is because I've become a whole person. Like, on the sense of empathy. Like, even I could go back to we're about to be 29, so I could go back to 3 years ago when we were 24 and 25. I could go back and say the amount of empathy that I could feel for one another was very minimal, and it was for the sense of I'm a very logical person. It's like I feel emotion, but I'm not gonna feel illogical emotion. Yeah. Which is what a lot of empathy is. It's giving into a sense of feelings of, I want to relate to you, not that is something that is absolutely worth being emotionally open and vulnerable about.
Yeah.
But now, from having this podcast, from having my silver show, from having a family, from seeing the different points in my life that I can point to, it's to show that, holy crap, as an entire well-rounded individual, like, I am exactly that, a well-rounded individual. I talked to Joey about it a lot. I was like, Joey, you would have hated me in high school, but you also might have not have, for the sense of, I mean, I literally told him and showed him the picture of my fag sign. If nobody knows, I used to be, we grew up in the time.
I forgot about that shit.
We grew up in the time period of, not gay is okay, but gay is shoved in your face. So if you were all a part of, at our time, it was literally LGBTQ. Or LGBT, that's all it was. If you were a part of that, you were wearing the flags and shoving it in our face, which we're a rural community to begin with in central West Virginia.
Yeah, that's
we're not closed-minded, but there are specific, there are specific areas of our county that are, and that may have thoughts, but the overall overwhelming sense of, like, respect me because I'm gay drove me to a sense that wasn't actually who I was or an opinion that I feel, but
it was almost like, well, since you're asking for it so hard, no.
Yeah, let me show you what I can do in terms of, So I had made a sign that was actually meant for your garden. And it had a big placard right here. And it said, God hates you if you are. And then it had 3 or 4 little...
It had 4 letters. No, it just said God hates is what it was. Oh. It was God hates. And then each of the 4 things had FAGS, yeah.
It had little tiny spiral metal things that connected to little tiny wooden placards, and it said F on one, A, G, S. And to this day, I do not put, like, I literally, my best friend at work, I tell him all the time, aside from school, the first and 5 plus, we're 28, so, holy shit. in
You're
5,
old.
6 years, the first friend that is our age that I've ever made is 100% gay, very much
Yeah.
like his email literally says he, him. So he is as open as you can get to just personal opinions and personal perceptions. I told him this. So I'm not ashamed of it in a sense of who I am now, but of like the person that I've grown to be. So it comes back to the wholesomeness. It's like I wouldn't do that now, but it's because I understand that the 90% of the homosexual community or gay community that I interact with, they are just like me and have interest and, you know, a family and personality, and then happen to also just sexually be attracted to this. So it was that understanding of, oh crap, when you got to college, you got the sense of, oh, you just, holy crap, you're gay? I would have never thought. And it's because, well, yeah, my sexuality isn't a personality, it's just a character trait of who I am. So I'm not going to make it 100% of this. It's just, you know, it's a piece of who I am. So within that, I say this podcast, my silver show, like, I've always been interested in money. Never knew I would have developed an interest in bullion or even known what the word bullion meant. Let alone,
I wouldn't know what it meant if it wasn't for you.
Precious. See, that's what
Out
my
here
best
educating me.
dude, Joey just said that. Joey just said that at work. He said, "I want you to know how much how you talk about economics and talk about precious metals has shaped me and my friends all the way from, because they do Dungeons and Dragons, all the way from Dungeons and Dragons to real world conversations. What about bullion? What about precious metals, silver and gold, palladium, things like that?" And so I love, you know, it just adds to it. It's that well-roundedness of individuals, and then I can get into, you know, as much as ever, I am more of a feminist now than I've ever been, from having a daughter and a wife and seeing them grow and understanding the things that women actually have to go through. It's like I'm the exact same person. It goes back to what I started with. I'm the exact same person, but I'm a different person. So I want them to see. That's what I want them to take away is I'm just not the child that I used to be. You know, I'm that person, but I've evolved, I've grown, and I'm willing to do so. That's another thing. I have an opinion now, and as we talked about at the beginning, our opinions in 10 years will probably change because everything changes. They continue to evolve. We get more information, we get more perspective, and more introspective, depending on you know, the way that our life goes, and it gives us. It makes that in itself makes us a more well-rounded person to have an opinion on specific things. Sorry I went on a tangent there.
Oh, no, you're good, dude.
I wasn't really ready. That was a really good question. I wasn't ready for.
Yeah, no, I don't remember what my answer was, but if I didn't already say this, like I think I might want to change my answer. I want if I run into anybody, what was my answer? Do you remember what my answer was?
You said, you know what? That's kind of how it is too. Just how you've grown as a person.
Yeah, I want what if I were to have anybody take a takeaway, and again, like we're not going there for people's approval. So if you don't take this away, like if we see you there, if we see you there, you probably didn't watch this. If we see you there, I would like people to leave thinking two things. Maybe three. I don't remember what the third one was. We're both a little lost in the sauce, but I want three things. I want them to think this is actually a pretty nice dude, because I know, like, when I was in high school, and I think a lot of teenage boys are like this. Some of them are dicks. I wasn't a dick to my friends because, like, my friend group is people that, like, if you're a dick, they're not gonna like you. So I think our friend group knows that I wasn't a dick. I think people outside of our friend group might have been 50-50. Some people might have thought I was a complete dick. So I definitely want, like, one takeaway. This is the first one. I'll go in order of importance. The first one I want is to be like, well, this dude is actually a pretty nice guy, because I've definitely done a lot of growing up, and now, like, and I used to, like, just if I didn't like you, I'd be a dick. Now it's like, if I don't like you right off the bat, it is what it is. If you don't treat me like garbage, I will I will treat you respectfully and correctly and treat you like everybody else. My second one would be he's grown up, which is kind of what we just covered. And my third one, the one that like this one is actually kind of important to me. Anybody that I run into, I would want them to see that, especially if my girlfriend's able to make it with me, because God knows she might have to work. You know what I mean? Like, so it's all the pieces are gonna have to fall in the right spot if we're there. But like, I want like this one actually is important to me. The other ones, if people see me and leave with that opinion, great. If they don't, fine. But one that I absolutely really want people to see is I want people to leave there and be like, that dude's fucking happy. Like, that dude is a lot happier of a human being than he was 10 years ago. And I wasn't a miserable guy at 18. I'm a little bit cynical, a little bit of an asshole, you know what I mean? But like, what high school boy isn't? But yeah, I want people to leave and just be like, that dude's fucking thrilled. Like he's happy to be here. He's happy to be wherever he's at. And that's been a long road to get to that stage. But I think I can say that I damn sure am. You know what I mean? So
absolutely. That's something that's rare. First of all, that's even without like I can say within my personal life, like that's what I told my boss. Like I've achieved everything I could want to. I'm literally financially, if I could make what I want money wise, I would not leave. I would not change a thing about my life because ironically enough, Glenville's given me everything.
Yeah.
But within saying that, I can't say that, people would think that I'm happier than I was in high school. Like I hold great pride in high school though. Like in high school I won 3 or 4 superlatives. I think I was seen as the person that I wanted to be seen as. And it kind of touched back on your first one where you were like, you don't want people to think you were a dick. And that's kind of why I brought up the example that I had brought up of, my past, my hard thinking past, my cynical past. I like that word. I like that you threw that in there. Because that's what it was. It was very individualistic thought process at the time. But
the whole cynical side, I think for most people, that were our age at the time. So like most people in high school, this whole cynical part, it's like a sour grapes type of thing. It's like, oh, well, you don't like me? Well, fuck you. I didn't like you anyway. Like that's...
Yeah.
That's just the wrong way to think. You know what I mean?
It's just the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But it is a very common thing within the same sense.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
But even within that, it's another thing that leads back, like the conversations I've had in the past years, like especially since graduating high school, the time that it's been, there wasn't a group of people, there wasn't anybody that I can look back on and say like, I don't think they didn't like me, and I think that's probably my greatest achievement within high school is because everybody understood who I was and they understood even whenever I was a dick, like you were saying, or I was rude or I was obstruct, it's like thinking on it now, even the people that were out of our box, I was friends with them in college, like legitimately friends with them in college. Mm-hmm. And within us forming that friendship, it didn't seem like it was anything other than high school. It seemed like it was just like, oh, well, it seemed very organic. I don't want to go back and experience high school again, but I would love to rewatch it or at least relive it in a sense, I don't want to change anything.
I would like to, if we get there, hopefully I'm able to make it, if we get there, whenever we're done, I'd like to take a handful of people and be like, hey, let's go to the bar and have a couple of drinks and like just sit there and bullshit for the night. Like it's been a long time. You know what I mean?
Catch up. Absolutely.
Yeah, like you said, you didn't have anybody that you think like didn't like you or whatever. I don't think I had anybody that hated me. I don't think I think I had some people that weren't too fond, you know what I mean? But that's life. Not everybody's gonna love you, you know what I mean? But I would like to just like sit down with some people we haven't seen in 10 years. Go have a couple of drinks and just do some bullshit.
Yep.
Be like, have a fire at the house or something. Just like, hey, swing by.
And you know what? I love that's what the point is about. It's not about just trying like I feel like television, TV, movies get that shit overrated. You need to look at we not we but also society in general needs to start looking at 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 graduation reunions, at your, those reunions, similar to family reunions. Let's just catch up, bro. Like,
Yeah.
we're all from the same
Especially
family.
with as small and tight knit as a place that we've had. Yeah, like
Exactly. And it goes
we're
back, I mean, oh, sorry, you go ahead.
no, oh shit. I was gonna say you could go ahead. All I was gonna say is that we're with as small of a place as we're from, everybody, whether they like it or not, we're to some extent or another, we're linked together for life.
Is
Yeah.
I know, I'm glad I let you go first. I'm sorry for almost interrupting you.
No,
That
you're
is
fine. I was cutting you off there. My bad.
No, that is exactly what I was actually leading into, though, and it's because, like, my time at the university, being at the university, my time being at SLS, it's I didn't realize how many people were actually connected, whether it be from people whether it be from the school you go to, or just similar experiences you have. I have people in their mid 50s that have similar experiences to us, whether it be college, or at least I know me specifically, whether it be college or high school, and it's so cool to talk to these people, because to hear them, one, for me specifically, to be able to talk to them shows that they're still in town, and it's like, man, you're still here. And a lot of people, when you're younger, you always look at people staying in their hometown as this or that, but at a certain point you realize that they actually become a part of the society of the town, ingrained within the town, the operations of it, and you almost grow an appreciation of it. And that's what I've got for the high school. That's what I've got for the college is an appreciation for what you've given me, because there's been enough time now lapsed to where I can recognize all the good moments, all the bad moments, and then all of the lessons learned between both, and acknowledge that, like, I mean, I guess me more specifically than you, but especially since I haven't moved out of Glenville or Gilmer County, but what it's given me overall, it's an appreciation factor, dude. It's
Yeah.
really cool, and it just makes me. That's what drives me to want to go to the reunion and just reminisce in general with anybody I can. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's just different. Getting
Yeah.
older is it's really funny.
Yeah, it's an event I'm damn sure looking forward to, and hopefully we'll have an extra head on the show here in 3 months and get to sit down and bullshit with them for a minute, and regardless of who it is, just go ask it around and be like, hey, you doing anything after this? You want to get fucking sit in front of a computer for a minute? Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that'd be great.
Yeah. Shit would be fun. Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
Well, damn, I think now's a good time to transition. If you would like to, I'd like to skim over these NBA playoffs just to own ourselves on how incorrect we were, just for a minute. And then before we close up shop, if you would like, we can take a couple, because we've had some real conversations in this one, and I'm not opposed to making a couple more if you'd like to break out the wheel.
Okay, that's fine with me.
So, but yeah, I'll make it short and sweet on this NBA playoff thing. So last week we made a handful of predictions for the NBA playoffs, and holy shit, were we not right about a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I'll start at the top, Western Conference. So we'll go top to bottom, top to bottom, left to right. The Thunder have swept the Suns. I think that's not a giant surprise. I want to say that we saw the Suns picking up a game, but that was about it. They didn't do that. So I'm not going to shit on us too much on that one. I think you, if I remember correctly, I don't want to do my homework on this one, so I'm just going to guess, but I think you said the Lakers against the Rockets. I didn't. True. I was wrong on that one. 3-1 Lakers right now. The Rockets look like shit, and they're going to lose. They don't have Kevin Durant the next game, I believe.
And the Lakers don't even have the top two players, which is Luka
Oh,
and
really?
Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them are out. Both of their top two players. LeBron is not a top two player. Is that not crazy? That's actually crazy.
That is nuts, yeah.
Even at his age, that's crazy to hear. But yeah.
Here's one that might be. It's not the biggest surprise. Sorry, it's the second biggest surprise in my opinion. We didn't give the Timberwolves a lick of credit. They're knocking on the door going to the next round. We were all Nuggets. I think you and I both might have said the Nuggets got a shot to win it all. It's looking rough.
I did 100%. I absolutely
Yeah.
thought they did. Also, tie-in, just to add in. I like you adding in that that's the second most surprising because it really is.
Yeah, the most surprising is surprising as shit. And I would say if you were to ask everybody in America back when we talked about it last Monday, they would have, I'd say everybody except for the people in the city that we're going to talk about would have disagreed with us. And some people in that city would have still agreed with us.
Yeah.
But the Nuggets still got a shot. It's 3-2, but it's not looking good. Game 5 of the Spurs and Trailblazers, that series is looking pretty close to, I think, what everybody expected.
Done.
3-1. I think I said if I saw a sweep happening, it was probably that series. Shame on me. But I was pretty damn close. 3-1.
Yeah.
Spurs are probably going to take Game 5. Let's see. Is it in San Antonio or is it in Portland? It would be in San Antonio.
Yeah, 5 would be back.
Yeah, because the higher seed has the first 2 at home, second 2 away, 5 at home, 6 away, 7 at home. Yeah, so, yep, they're in San Antonio for Game 5. I would imagine they close this out in 5. By the time this comes out Friday, most of these series might be over.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but a good chunk of them probably will be over. Other than the one that already is over. There's one that already over. We'll go to the East. The biggest surprise of the playoffs right now, the 1 seed Pistons that we were gassing up pretty hard last week are getting mollywopped right now by the Orlando Magic. 3-1, going back to Detroit for Game 5. I would say Magic in 6.
Looking that way.
The Magic are looking like arguably one of the best Magic teams that have existed, at least so far in these playoffs. I mean, record-wise, I know the Dwight Howard and Vince Carter and Jameer Nelson and Rashard Lewis years, those years were about as close as they're going to get, everybody would think. But, I mean, I don't think they're making any run to the finals, but they're impressing people.
Yeah.
4-5, Cavs, Raptors. I said the Cavs were going to whoop their ass. That was me being a Cavs fan. So I would say I'm wrong about this, but I'm not too wrong about this. This was just me trying to cope with the potential of the Cavs getting bounced in the first round. They're 2-2. Solid series so far. I think Donovan Mitchell shit the bed last game. But Cavs, Raptors, I still have faith in my Cavs. Game 5's in Cleveland. That'll be, what's today's date? The 27th? Today's the 28th. So that is tomorrow. They're back in Cleveland. This one shocked me a little bit. Knicks Hawks. The Hawks are holding their own. Now, I know we talked a little bit about the Hawks being a little bit of a dark horse because they had a solid all-around team. I think we said if there's going to be an upset, it might be this one because we gave the Hawks a little bit of credit after we looked at the roster. And I stand by that. I think Hawks in 7.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
think Hawks in 7. And I'll go back. I didn't make predictions in a lot of these. I just kind of said how wrong we were. But, yeah, I'll go back and make some predictions for the rest of these. Boston is up 3-1 against the Sixers. I think we kind of expected that. I'm going to go Boston in 5. I think they're taking this next one. So what didn't I predict? Pistons Magic?
I didn't expect the Cavs Raptors to be tight.
No, I think I'm going to go. I think that might be another 7-game series, but I'm going to go Cavs in 7. I expected it. I didn't expect it to be a sweep. I expected it to maybe be a 6-game series at the beginning, but now I'll say 7. I'll say Cavs in 7.
Yeah.
Pistons Magic. I think the Magic might take this in 6, dude. I with them going back to Detroit for the next one, I think the Pistons might stay alive for a minute, but it's not going to last that long.
Yeah.
Spurs Blazers. That bitch is done in 5. Next game they got, it's over. Timberwolves Nuggets. I'm going to stick to my guns, and I think the Nuggets are going to take it in 7. Because for the sole reason that I'm pretty sure Anthony Edwards is hurt.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
I might be wrong about that. I think he's hurt. He's like not out for the playoffs unless they lose. If they lose the series, then he's. But I think he's out for a couple weeks.
Okay.
Rockets Lakers. I see the Lakers taking the next one. The Rockets without Kevin Durant are what. You know
Which
what
they
I mean?
do have him back. That's the funny thing. They do have him back.
Is he back? I know he got hurt, but
He played the last game or the game before the last. Ironically enough, I want to touch on it. The first full NBA game that I've watched, a full NBA game. I think this is the first full NBA game I may have watched since the Cavs championship. Me, you, and Kevin at his house.
holy shit, that's been a long time, dude.
A long time. I watched it was either game 2 or game 3. Game 3. I have to see. I'll actually look it up now, but they game overview.
But while you're looking at that, I'll run through what I believe the second round bracket's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
All the first round winners. Thunder, who have already won. So we're looking at Thunder, Lakers, Nuggets, Spurs, in my opinion, Magic, Cavs, Hawks, Celtics. The East is interesting. The West is what you would expect. The 4 highest seeds getting the job done.
Yeah, I'm not too surprised on the West at all. The only part that I am is the number 2 you talked about. You know, we know. I don't think anybody expected the Nuggets to do what they're doing right now.
Yeah, or the Timberwolves. I guess the Nuggets too. Same series, but yeah, I didn't expect the Nuggets or the Timberwolves to do as good as they are. I thought they were dead in the water. I thought Jokic was going to own those bastards, but
Yep.
yeah, but I unfortunately I think the Timberwolves, if Anthony Edwards is out, let me find that real quick.
Okay, I got it here.
He's expected to miss multiple weeks as of April 27th, yesterday.
Okay.
I think the Timberwolves are shot. All they got to do is win one, but can they do it against that Nuggets team without Ant? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think they can.
I don't think they can either. I think without Ant, they're not a playoff team. Like if Anthony Edwards is, God forbid, I like the guy. If he got hurt and missed a giant chunk of the season, they wouldn't have sniffed the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why. I'm trying to look it up. I can't find which one it was. It was later in the week, last week. Lakers Rockets, though. The game ended up going into overtime. And this is how I know it was crazy, because Faith even watched the latter end of it with me, and she was impressed with it. The game that went into overtime with them was fucking insane. It was truly an insane point of basketball, and it was very, very ironic because the Rockets ended up coming back to the Lakers in the fourth quarter, and they were up under a minute.
Yeah.
LeBron ended up causing a turnover, missing a shot, doing something. I can't remember exactly. Doing something to where Faith was like, oh gosh. And I was like, here's the thing. He's old, and there has to be a certain point where he realizes he can't be the last point or the last touch of every game. Especially in a playoff game if you're not that person.
Right.
Turns the fucking ball over. LeBron makes the 3-pointer to tie the game and send it to overtime. And then they end up winning, obviously. But to me, as soon as he did that, I looked at Faith because I was on the love seat and she was in the chair. And I was like, then again, though, that is also why he is the best player in the world, still
Yeah.
considered today. Like, you have that confidence immediately after doing that. This is on me, guys. Like, it is 100% on me. Because if he'd have missed, that would have been a straight turnover that could have resulted in a win, and a missed three opportunity that would have resulted in minimal overtime. So
Yeah.
it was a very, very good game. The Lakers obviously ended up coming back. They ended up smoking them in overtime. But great game from LeBron. Very cool. And, I crap on LeBron a lot now, being a very big fan of his because, I'm not biased on it. But that game proved to me yet again, thank goodness you're still around, because that was just good basketball and I enjoyed it. Like, I'm not a Lakers fan. I'm just a LeBron fan, but that was good basketball. It was cool to see,
Yeah, but that's where I think the playoffs are. Let's see how wrong we are next week. We should be in round 2 next week, or most of us. I don't know when the games for round 2 start. Let's see. Shit. Game sevens, if necessary, will be done by Sunday. So by the time we record our next one, we will know who's in round 2. Round 2 does not start until next Wednesday.
Okay. Well, the last thing that I want to touch on in terms of NBA playoffs is it's actually a week plus old. But I didn't get to it last week for whatever reason. I just sent Wyatt this picture. Everybody can see this. So I follow a lot of shoe and basketball pages. Everybody knows that for literally 20 years of my life was basketball and shoes. And one of the shoe pages, I posted this picture. Why it shows the game 1 difference between LA and San Antonio. And they're showing the fans. They're showing the support of the fans being in all colors and everything being in the suites. I have a video on Facebook. I saved the video because I was like, I'll send it to Wyatt. I'll send it to you later to see, but it's not important now. I'm not wasting the time for it. But the video is to show just how the San Antonio Spurs had gotten all of their fans to wear the shirts they laid out. They put the spotlight and jumbotron camera on everybody in any section, top to bottom, that didn't put it on, and they kept it on them until the rest of the fans peer pressured them into doing it. So,
well, man, what if you had a real big fat bastard in there that couldn't fit in the shirt, and then they just blasted him on the camera for being fat and not being able to fit in this? That would suck.
You know what? I didn't think about that. All I thought about was the bullshit social media biasy, because the page that posted this showed side-by-side difference between Lakers and Spurs crowd is insane. The Spurs look like real contenders, whereas the Lakers crowd feels like regular season game. And it's like, no. And all the Lakers fans are taking their shirts home with them if they got them, whereas the other people are just putting them on because you literally peer pressure them. Yeah. And it's like nothing against it. But also, I'm glad I held off on showing or talking about this for the sole instance of now that looks bad that the Spurs are 2-2 and seen as how the Lakers are 3-1.
The Spurs are 3-1 too.
Oh, are they? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Well, still not looking bad though for the Lakers in any sense of the form, because
no.
And that just shows social media biasy. Is bullshit. You need to, if you paid attention to anything or look into anything, you realize, wow, I'm being a little. They're deceiving me a little bit. They're tricking me a little bit in terms of what I'm seeing here. That frustrates me. I just don't like. I like being full transparent. Like, props to the Spurs crowd for at least putting in the shirts on, but also, if I forced everybody to do everything, then it's a dictatorship and communism, and then it ends up leading to, just full control. So, of course, you can control people when you make them feel bad.
Yeah.
We all know that. Nothing new.
The layout of the
Anyways.
crowd and the shirts though is pretty sweet. I'll give him that.
No,
Yeah,
it was
it's a
properly
it's a
done.
good idea. The
Yes.
execution might be a little questionable, but I do like how the crowd looks.
Yes.
It looks pretty sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't look bad at all. And cool colorway. I like the throwback colors.
Yeah,
You
I do
can't go
too.
wrong with that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. You can't do that with their regular uniforms. You're gonna have people out there in black and white. People can just do
Yeah.
that. That's easy.
It'd be plain and simple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too blah. But yeah, that's about it for basketball. You know what? I'll just throw this in there because it's a screenshot and I need to get it off my phone. The Blue Jays, I'll just send it to Wyatt. Everybody can see the picture here. Apparently, are doing cotton candy and blue mayonnaise topped fries.
If somebody charged me $17 or whatever it probably is for that, I would probably come back with a fucking loaded handgun.
But then again, though, they should probably pull a loaded handgun on you for ordering it.
Yeah, yeah. If you order that and pay stadium prices for that, especially stadium prices in Toronto, whatever those are. But if you pay stadium prices for that, you need checked out. Like, you need help. You need to lock yourself in a padded room because what the hell is this shit?
It's really
That's
funny.
disgusting.
Is that not awful? They are $12.99 or $12.49 Canadian, so $10, $11, $10 American. So not bad, but also
for stadium prices, that's not bad. Yeah.
for stadium price, it's not bad. But also, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, if you're sitting next to me and like if we're sitting in the upper deck and you're sitting next to me and I see you with cotton candy and mayonnaise on your French fries, you're gonna have a real long trip to the outfield, buddy, because I'm sending your ass over the rail, Royal Rumble style, for my own safety because you're a nutcase.
We were just talking about bullying people into wearing shirts. I'm gonna bully you into leaving a stadium. Like, get away from me.
Yeah,
You're
dude.
disgusting.
I might fight you for that shit.
No,
Cotton candy and mayonnaise on your fries. Either one of those themselves on your fries, like you need help. But both of them?
yeah. Like, what are you freaking thinking, dude? Like, what kind? And also, if the Blue Jays figured out that they could just add blue dye to mayonnaise, even though mayonnaise and fries I still find a weird combo, why not just keep it to blue mayonnaise and fries rather than cotton candy too? That makes no sense for a combo. And even I don't care who it is.
Why don't you just sell blue cotton candy?
Yeah, Gordon Ramsay could literally come to me specifically, and I'd say, "Good job." But he could show up to me afterwards and be like, "Buddy, after that load I just gave you, I've got these wonderful, delicious treats that you should also try. Some Blue Jay themed cotton candy and mayonnaise French fries." I would say top 3 worst food colorings is blue 5. Red 40, blue 5, yellow 3, something like that. Blue 5, bad. I eat a lot of gummies, so I don't care. So I'd eat it. But I don't eat mayonnaise, so it's like, I don't know, just dumb. Sorry. We can move on.
Yeah, that's rough. Well,
yeah, just stupid.
I will skim over one more sports thing because it comes with a question for you. Of course, we don't really set these schedules real hard, but I have a proposition. If you want to do our second fight night recording ever, I highly recommend, if you're free, we do it May 9th, Chimaev and Strickland. Big fight. UFC 328, if I didn't say that already.
Okay.
The shit's going to be hot.
That could be good. May 9th is Saturday, May 9th. It's graduation, so that's technically the end of the semester. I actually told my boss today, I was like, I'm probably taking off the week after graduation. I want another break, extra break. So that would work out really good. That'd be a good kickoff to summer break, bro.
Yeah. So that's not this Saturday. So for the people watching, that's not tomorrow. That is 8 days from now. That is next. For us, it is. I don't know. I don't want to count the days. What's today? Tuesday. Yeah, it's a while. It is May 9th.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not a
we'll have
while.
to see.
It's less
2
than
weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
less than 2 weeks. So yeah, there is an actual fight night Saturday. But Strickland Shmaev must watch. Unbeaten champion against arguably the most racist man in the UFC.
It's really funny. Watch you meet Sean Strickland in person. He's married to an Arabian girl. He adopted 3 black children.
Yeah,
none of them from the same country.
He's super Jewish.
Yeah, like he's actually, and he's like, bro, I got into the UFC and thought I couldn't make it in WWE, but I like the persona I was trying to give.
Yeah.
So he just, and him and Dana White was like, you know what, we haven't had anybody like you in a while. Let's, you know what, yeah, we can do that. Oh, I know.
The card looks solid. I think we could get rolling on that, starting with the main card. The main card starts at probably 9, I'd say. But yeah, if we're free, that's still a tentative thing, but that could be a fun fight night too.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be great.
We haven't had one in a minute, and that'd be a damn good. Of course, I think we should have one for Freedom 250.
Absolutely.
Just so we can sit there and clown the shit. So
yeah, if possible, I think we should either me make the trip up and we have an actual, we have a cool celebration, or
yeah. Well, that's a tough one because it's on a Sunday.
Is it on a Sunday?
It's on a Sunday, yeah.
Oh, well, you know what? I might be able to, because that's during the summer, if I have the time, if I don't have a different job. But yeah, that would be cool. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Well, if you would like, we can spin a wheel or two to close this shit up.
Yeah, you know what? Let's close it out with a little activity that is original for us itself, and that is the banter wheel, everybody.
Yeah, play the graphic. Woo!
What are some adulthood difficulties that you were not expecting? I'm assuming that's mine, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't know.
I think that's a you question. I don't remember that one. Some adulthood difficulties that I was not expecting. Shit, man. Let's see. The illusion of freedom. So I was expecting pure freedom as a child, as a teenager, whatever. It was always, I can't wait to live on my own and have my own place and do whatever I want all the time. And then you get to be an adult and you're like, oh no, if you want to make money and pay your bills and keep a roof over your head, you can't do that. Yep. If you wanna stay like sane and employed and semi comfortable, not even all the way comfortable, because that's never guaranteed, but if you want to stay like housed, you cannot do whatever you want all the time. And I'm not even talking about jobs. Like, obviously you got to go to work. We even knew that as teenagers. You got to go to work, put in your 40 hours a week minimum or whatever. But still, like, so many times where it's like, wow, I want to, stay up however late I want, drinking and watching this show or playing video games, or I want to go out Sunday or Saturday or whatever. I want to run out to the bar and watch this football game, this, that, or the other. There's so many things that you want to do, and you're like, well, no, maybe I shouldn't, because rent's due this week, and I really don't need to go run up a bar tab, or no, I need to get some sleep because I got to do this thing tomorrow with one of my only days off of the week. Like, that is the illusion that I fed myself as a older teenager, younger adult. I'm like, oh, I cannot wait for this freedom because I'll get to do whatever the hell I want. And then I got there and I was like, wow, that was a lie.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Yeah, you did.
I probably got to do more of what I wanted when I was a teenager.
We didn't think about the access to, we have to make sure that we're able to do all these things, not just have the time to, or have the literally ability to choose that
Yeah.
we want to do the things. That's a great answer, dude. I don't know if I don't know what I was thinking of whenever I thought of that, but I don't really have one in mind other than it's just like other than life stresses, I guess. Like you
That's a good
expected
one.
life
Yeah.
stresses, but it's more the societal pressures. I expected society and life to be more stressful, but what is actually stressful is the terms and limits that I put on myself to be successful or to reach a certain point in life. And so it's like I actually stress myself out
Yeah.
rather than actually have things that are like you always have things that are worrying and always things we have to take care of. But from the time you're 18 to the time you're dead, that'll always happen. So it's more of like I guess understanding the gravity of what is self-caused, what is self-inflicted, and what can also be self-helped.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things, especially as you're growing through early adulthood, like we have and are currently, and getting into real individual times, real times of independence, of self-reliance. It's just different in a sense of exactly what I started with. Like I'm adding so much more. We add so much to ourselves because we have expectations for ourselves that may be built off of things that we think other people perceive of us or expect of us, but it comes down to those are your specific opinions, and those are the influences that you're putting in to make the decisions every day. So yeah, I think I think my answer is exactly that. I think I didn't realize how much influence or say I would actually have within the responsibilities, but the issues, projects, time in my life. Like
Yeah.
I was expecting it to be like life gets in your way, but it's like self-caused, bro.
Yeah.
Self-caused. Like you
Yeah.
got into this, you wanted to do this, you want
Yep.
to do this, or you did want to do this, and one of those reasons has a cause and effect, and it led you to where you are. So it's more self-actualization and self-acknowledgement of I've put myself here, not life.
Yeah.
It's not things are unfair. Life is truly unfair. We've touched on a couple of those unfair subjects today, but also you do it to yourself in a sense, and,
Yep.
and the choices you make, whether it be the time that you're 16, whether it's the time you're 20, 22, or all the way to 28, 29, 50, whatever it may be, those choices have a lasting effect, and they lead you down specific paths. And it's accepting that I made those decisions, not well, I was just dealt what I was dealt, and I'm given what I'm given. It's
Yeah.
like, oh no, bro, I did that, and you know what? I can accept that for what that was, because I'm either a better person for it, or now I'm at least able to self-reflect on it and be like, you know what, I should learn from that lesson now, because I didn't understand what life was trying to teach me back then.
Yeah. Do you want to do one more, or would you
Yeah,
like to
let's
get
do
into
one
a
more.
review?
Oh, we could do one more. We could do
Yeah.
one more.
I do have
I'm
a quick review whenever we are done with these. But
Good. I'm excited for the reviews. Once again. What are your top 7 Marvel movies of all time?
7, holy shit.
Yeah.
In no particular order.
No particular order.
Doctor Strange, the first one.
Okay.
A little bit on the newer side, I will go. I'd say I gotta go Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts is a very down to earth, feel good movie. It wasn't super over the top in terms of everybody's powers and shit. I mean, other than the villains, I guess. But I'm trying to avoid the actual Avengers movies, and other than Endgame, so I'll throw Endgame in there. Actually, no, I'm not throwing Endgame in there. I'm throwing Infinity War in there. Infinity War was a fucking good movie. I might throw Endgame in there if I can't think of anything.
Okay.
But Infinity War for sure. So I'm at 3, right?
Yep.
Let's see. The first Iron Man movie. I liked that one a lot. Just the whole introduction to Iron Man was very
Yep.
good. Uh, because it qualifies now, Deadpool and Wolverine. I know a lot of people might not have thought that was the best movie. I thought that movie kicked ass. It was a real big fan service movie, and it was laying rest the Fox franchise of all these superheroes, and it was funny. Like it's what it was
Yeah.
supposed to be. It's Deadpool. It was funny.
Yep.
So what am I at? 4 or 5?
4. That's
did-
4.
That's 4.
Right.
Okay, I think so. I did Iron Man, Deadpool, and
Doctor
Wolverine,
Strange.
Doctor Strange, Infinity
And-
War.
Oh,
Yeah.
but you also threw an Endgame. You did say Endgame, didn't you?
Yeah, and then I backtracked and I said Infinity War. Endgame's gonna be one that Endgame's gonna be one that I throw in if I can't think of another one because I did like Endgame. I don't know if I thought it was the best. I thought it had the best moments. Like the end, the team up of everybody, the whole big, that big scene.
Conclusion.
That was
Yeah.
probably the best scene in all of the Avengers movies. But the movie itself as a whole, I don't know if it's in my top 7 favorites. And top 7 best maybe, but like personal favorites, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. I gotta go back. Captain America and the Winter Soldier was pretty good. I was a fan of that. That was a good one. I'm at 5. I'm gonna go Spider-Man Far From Home was the third one, right? That's the one I'm looking for. The third one.
Is that the one with Mysterio?
No, the second one's the one with Mysterio. The third one's the multiverse one with all the people in it, all the old throwback people.
All 3 of them, yeah.
Yeah, so that's 6. I think that's Far From Home, or no, that's No Way Home.
No Way Home.
Far From Home. Far From Home's the second one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then number 7. I'm gonna go with. I'm not even going to go with Endgame. I'm going with the first Avengers movie. The first Avengers movie, especially for its time, was the coolest shit ever because you were like sitting in the theater and you're like, wow, I didn't think they could do something like this.
Yeah.
And then what unfolded from all of it after that was sweet. But like the movie
magic.
itself was very good.
Yep.
It created something that I'm not sure will ever die anytime soon. It will die eventually, but even then, like, will it? Or will it just hard reset? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure if this part that'll ever die because we're gonna get to a point where people are gonna be like, well, the next generation needs their Avengers. The next generation of moviegoers and watchers and fans, they need their Avengers. We've got a bajillion goddamn characters. I thought that the MCU is petering out. I am starting to think that it might, it's going to go through bad waves and good waves. I don't think it's ever going to die. Not as long as we're alive.
No. Before I get into my stuff, I want to touch. Absolutely, dude. I'm sorry. You're right. It won't. The bad times of Marvel movies were simply because of the times in Hollywood and what movies were allowed to be made. What was popular and what people thought, well, I have to make this because this is what people want to see. This is what this is what the news is telling me. Whereas, rather than keeping to the genre that the fans wanted to see, I see it like exactly what you said. It's going to be Star Wars. It'll be revamped. It'll continue to be revamped. It'll never not be. So within that, I'm going to start off. I'll try to go in order within time period. I'm going to go Iron Man. Because I'm going to go newer. I'm going 2008 and newer. Iron Man's 2008 whenever it came out. So Iron Man, I'm going with That's Unsaid. That movie alone not only really started what we see today.
Yeah, it was the first domino in the whole line of dominoes, yeah.
And reestablished Robert Downey Jr. not only from fuck up, druggy and comedic actor to a legit serious. I can obtain any role that you give me, and I can become that person.
And on top of that, like even if you take all of the outside factors away from it, it was just a good movie.
Great
You know
movie.
what I mean? Like if it was a
Very
standalone,
comic
if it was a
accurate, too.
standalone movie, it was a good movie.
It's actually what I want to give props to the early Marvel movies, the first like the first 6 years. I'll give 6 years to 2014 most. They were most comic accurate in the early years.
Yeah.
Like from the people that they were portraying to the personas that were giving to also just how things, or at least I guess my knowledge of comic accuracy. I'm not that well read on actual comics, but within that Iron Man, then I'm going to transition. I'm going to go Captain America Winter Soldier, which was 2010, 2011 time period. 2012 was Avengers, which was fantastic. I'm skipping over Thor because the Thor was not good. Thor Dark World was not good. But I will throw in...
Yeah, the second one sucked. Yeah.
Thor Ragnarok. I'm throwing that in as the top 3. So
Thor Ragnarok was really good.
That was one of the best movies. I love that movie. The development plus understanding how instrumental that entire movie was to what we see today.
Yeah. If they ever have a 5th movie, I think it'll be good because it seems like their even numbered ones suck balls because Love and Thunder was garbage.
I liked Love and Thunder. My only problem with it was that they changed direction and went PG-13 comparative to... Not that any of the movies weren't PG-13, but they were more, let's make this a family-friendly kid dynamic rather than actually portraying the characters that they did within there. I felt like they did a false sense to them. They didn't do good to them. But Love and Thunder is my least favorite of all of them. Dark World was better than that. Dark World's kind of sucked. But so that's 3. I'm gonna go. I said Avengers. Avengers is on the first Avengers movie is probably a top 5 movie. If I really had to put it, it's definitely in the top 10 of movies all time that I've watched, and I've watched hundreds, if not 1,000 plus movies in my life, which is awesome. Then I'm gonna go with 2014, which would be the Guardians of the Galaxy first release.
Damn, how did I not put a Guardians of the Galaxy movie in there? Those were all solid.
All of them are good. Like
the first one was very good.
Very good. But I actually do have to give props to that trilogy because they really did do good with every movie, I think. They all felt different, had a different purpose, obviously, but those are good movies, dude.
The third one had the first ever MCU F-bomb.
I need reminded on that.
That was he was talking to, it was Peter, so Chris Pratt was talking to Nebula, I think it was, and he was driving, and it was like a really old car because they were on Earth, I believe, and he was getting in like an old car, and he was trying to unlock it, and he got it unlocked, and then she was like, all right, now what do I do? He said, open the fucking door.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That either flew over my head or I just don't remember.
Yeah.
So even more spectacular for that. Then I'm going to go with Doctor Strange in the Multiverse.
That was solid.
That was a great movie. I'm a comedic fan. I followed Paul Rudd since the early 2000s. I like him, and he's in a lot of love movies specifically, but I really like him. They're comedic love movies, but he's in them. He's the main actor in them. But I really like him in Role Models, which was like a 2006, 2007 movie with actually the guy that played Stifler in American Pie.
Yeah.
So that actor. They played Role Models, and they ended up being big brothers to this tiny black kid was in a lot of movies as a kid, and the guy that was McLovin in Pineapple Express, or not Pineapple Express, sorry. In what movie was that? McLovin is from what movie?
I thought that was Pineapple Express.
No, Pineapple Express is just with Seth Rogen and
Superbad.
Superbad.
Yeah.
It's McLovin from Superbad. So that guy, it's a great movie. Everybody should check that out. It's very funny. That's really the first movie introduction, large movie introduction of LARPing. That's where I learned what LARPing was. But very funny, very cool. So, anyways, that was a tangent. I'm drunk. Yep.
Yeah.
Right. On to the next one.
Oh, wait. Were you going towards Ant-Man? I don't even think you ever said it. You just said Paul Rudd.
That's funny because I was just about to say on to the next one. Anyways, it was Ant-Man. So that's it. Yeah, that's where
the first one.
Yeah, Ant-Man. I like the first. I do actually like. I actually like all of the Ant-Mans. I don't think they're bad.
I'm not a giant fan of the third one. I thought the second one.
That's where they're saving the mom.
Yeah, the second one was okay. The third one I didn't care for. I didn't hate it, but
yeah, that was
Quantumania.
Quantumania.
I haven't watched it since I watched it. Like I watched it once. Most of those. That's how I can tell what a good Marvel movie is if I watch it more than once. Or if I think it's good. If it's good or not, I'm not sure. I like a lot of bad shit. I still play 2K video games, so I do like a lot of bad shit. But yeah, if I've only watched it once and like, if I ever want to watch a movie and can't think of something to watch, I put on a Marvel movie. So if it's something that I have voluntarily like not gone back to, then I probably didn't care about it too much. Yeah. The first two Ant-Mans, the first one especially, the first one kicked ass. I remember seeing that just because I was a big like Marvel movie guy, and I was like, this isn't going to be worth a shit. And then I went and I was like, wow, that was awesome. I loved that movie. And then the second one was all right. And then the third one, it wasn't bad. Definitely wasn't the worst Marvel movie I've ever seen, but
it was a continuation. That's the best way to put it. Yeah, that I agree with you there. But yeah, the first Ant-Man for me, it was revolutionary. It was cool to see. That's a different side of live action superheroes than we've seen before, and to great scale. I mean, the infighting scene where they're in his daughter's bedroom, and when they're in Cassie's bedroom and they're playing on the train set.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I still have Thomas blowing up and popping out of that house in my head right now. Like that was cool. So they're number 5. Number 6, I'm going to go with Captain America: Civil War. I thought
Civil War was good.
I thought that was really good. I'm trying to go with a little different than what you did. Civil War, just because that was probably one of the most surprising movies outside of Infinity War. Just in terms of what happened, the dynamic, the dialogue between characters. Infinity War was, Captain America: Civil War, that was really cool. And then to also see the dynamic of how they've evolved and the relationships have grown between characters in the latter movies.
And I don't think anybody can convince me that Iron Man was wrong either.
Nobody can. And I have yet to find anybody that sees wrong in him. Understanding both sides as well. Like
Captain America was right in the sense that they shouldn't be run by the government and can only work whenever they say they're going to, because they know, they know what they're doing. They're good people. Like, they got their heads on straight. Sure, they fuck up, but they saved a lot of people. So I understand not wanting to be regulated by the government. Who the hell does? So I agree with Captain America on that. But when it's like when he wanted to kill Bucky, I'm like, well, how could he not?
How could you not? Yeah, you killed my parents.
He murdered his parents. I don't care if he's brainwashed or not. I don't care if somebody's brainwashed. If you murder my parents, we got a problem.
That's fair game, and I'm pretty sure everybody, even God, would be like, sticks and stones, my buddy. Sticks and stones.
Yeah, right? Yeah, so you can't convince me that Iron Man was wrong. Go on you're on your last one now, right?
Yep, my 7th is actually going to be Infinity War. I think Infinity War. Endgame was great. Endgame was awesome. It was a good conclusion of, the first real phase of Marvel. But Infinity War, to me, what it gave us as fans, from conclusions to wrap-ups, but then also leaving us on the seats on the edge of our seats with
It
the
was such a
dusting.
curveball. It was such a
Bro.
curveball because you're like, whoa, they lost?
No. The only thing that I can put to it in terms of specific moments in theaters, there will be no moment similar or close to that I can think of the moment when Tony Stark snapped his fingers. And when that happened in Endgame and everything was reversed, everybody in our theater literally jumped up. Like, that to me is, that's what movies are about. You want to create that sort of reaction and feeling, and Endgame or Infinity War gave you this setup for that to happen.
Yeah.
So good. So good.
Yeah, Infinity War was an incredible movie. It's probably, in my opinion, if I were to rank them, I think Infinity War is the best Marvel movie that's been put out.
Yeah.
It was so good. And it's crazy that they made it that good with so much shit going on, because whenever you think of, like, when I think of a lot of shit going on in a movie, I think, okay, this thing's either going to be 7 years long, which Infinity War is pretty long, but it's either going to be 7 years long or it's going to be garbage. Infinity War was 3 hours, but goddamn, you always wanted to see what was going to happen next.
Yep. And you wanted more when it was over. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was a great movie. Great final. It does suck that it's the best Marvel movie that's out there, because you have to watch so much to really understand what's going on if you've never been in tune with it. But yeah, dude. So that's my 7, anyways. I think it's a solid 7. I think our 14 altogether. I think we only touched on the same one twice, which was Iron Man and
Infinity War.
And Infinity War, which is good.
I think you said Captain America and the Winter Soldier too, didn't you? I think we both said
I
that
did.
one, yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you said. Okay, yeah. Yeah. I like the first of all, the first Captain America is also revolutionary.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
That
it's
first
good.
Captain America. Oh, I did say the first Captain America. I also said, so that's funny because I skipped over Thor, because Thor was between Iron Man and Captain America.
Yeah.
So yeah, Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, Avengers.
Neither of us mentioned Fantastic Four, which was a solid movie.
They were a great movie, but they weren't even close to the top for me.
No, not yet. Not yet.
No. We've seen too much right at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any reviews?
You know what I do? And I'm pretty intoxicated, way more than I thought I'd be at this point. So I've been stacking up my reviews. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 reviews stacked up ready to do. Today, I'm going to do, I don't know, I'll give you a pick. You choose 1 through 5.
We're going to go with 3.
3. All right. Well, Wyatt, you have chosen a new Peeler's Gummy. This is the Peeler's Strawberry and Kiwi Gummy. Strawberry on the outside, kiwi on the inside. Let's see what we get. By the way, Peelers, you guys are rocking on. I have another. Best smelling peelers I've ever had. Best smelling peelers I've ever opened up. Peelability is like the others. Kind of sucks. Well, I'm giving these a 9 out of 10, buddy. These are almost perfect.
What flavor did you say they were again?
Strawberry kiwi. For anybody looking at them.
Oh, dude, I bet I'd love those. I love strawberry kiwi shit.
Oh my gosh, dude, these are fantastic. Absolutely, 9 out of 10. Strawberry peelers, kiwi gummies. Ooh. These will be gone tonight. These are excellent.
Nice.
9 out of 10. Highly recommend everybody go check those out.
Hell yeah. Are we ready for mine?
Yes, sir.
I've got a movie.
Okay.
It is one of the stars of the movie is Jack Quaid, plays Huey on The Boys.
Okay.
It is. You can find it on HBO Max. You can also, I'm looking it up right now. You can also apparently these require add-ons. You can also find it on Hulu and Prime Video. So I'm assuming you probably have to either get a like a premium subscription or you have to rent it or whatever. But on HBO Max, it is on the base subscription. It is a movie that came out last year. It's classified as a horror thriller. I don't agree with the horror part. It is a thriller. It's called Companion. And I don't want to go into too much of what it's about because honestly, it spoils it. Because whenever I found out what it was about as I was watching it. Because I don't like reading descriptions of movies. I don't want to know shit going into it. I saw the cast and I saw him on there. I said, okay, we'll watch this. Jack Quaid's pretty solid. And whenever I found out what the movie was about, I said, holy shit. This is kind of crazy. This guy's a weirdo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but if I'm to give it a rating, I'd give it like a. Man, I wish it was on Netflix so I could give it my Netflix rating compared to my regular rating, but I can't. HBO Max actually has good movies, so I can't give it an HBO Max rating.
You gotta give it a real rating. Yeah.
I'll give it a Netflix rating anyway. If it was a Netflix original movie, it would be like a 9 out of 10. If it was a Netflix original movie. Yeah, because Netflix, I judge them on a lower scale for their originals. But this isn't a Netflix original movie. I'm going to start doing that for any movie I do. And I'm going to give it the Netflix original rating, even if it's not a Netflix original. But if it was, it'd be a 9 out of 10 in terms of Netflix originals. I'd give it like a 7. It's solid. Yeah. I liked it. It threw me through a loop. I wasn't expecting what was happening because I thought it was a horror movie. So, but I do know it was at least good because when I found out that I don't really think it was a horror movie, I wasn't disappointed.
Yeah.
But at no point in that movie was I scared. There's no jump scares. There's no anything like that. It's just a solid story. And it's about a bunch of weird dickheads, specifically one. One of them is weirder and more of a dickhead than the rest of everybody else. But yeah, it's a solid movie. I highly recommend watching it. Yeah, I'd give it about a 7.
Awesome. Well, I'll make sure I'll clip out a picture on the internet and I'll throw up at least with the
cover art on HBO Max makes it look like a horror movie. That's for sure.
Okay.
That's why I clicked on it because I saw the cover on HBO Max and I said, "Oh shit, this looks wicked." Well, and then that's when I wanted to know. I'm like, okay, is it in English? Because Netflix does that a lot, which this isn't Netflix, but you run into that a lot. You see a movie that you think looks good, especially in horrors, and you're like, oh wow, this is English dubbed. Like this was originally German or some shit.
Yep.
None of the words match up with the mouths moving. But so that's when I checked it and I saw the cast and I saw Jack Quaid on it. I said, "Oh shit, yeah, this is English."
Do that. Yeah, well, that's awesome. Well, heck yeah, I'll definitely I'll have to check that out sometime. Companion.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. Yeah, it's called Companion.
Oh, Companion, just one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll throw that in here. Everybody can see that title, so you guys can, if you're looking it up, now you know what to look for. And it's not scary, so don't think about that.
Yeah, no, it's really not scary at all. It's kind of odd. And it's not even a weird movie. It's just like the people that are in it are weirdos, but
yeah,
not the people themselves, the characters. But yeah, it's a solid movie.
Yeah. Well, heck yeah.
That's all I got.
That's about me too, dude. I think that's a good wrap for episode 70, and well, whatever we didn't get to this week, everybody can catch up on next week in episode 71.
Yeah, and and hopefully you'll be able to join us late next week for UFC 328.
Crap,
where we see
following up.
Sean Strickland and Kazmat Chimaev.
Watch that come out a few days afterwards.
Yeah. Maybe even a day afterwards. That's the one that requires our least amount of editing because we don't really filter that one bit. We just kind of go in raw.
Let it happen. Yeah.
I'm not even sure we have an intro for it yet. Do we?
I don't know. I just made cover photos for it. I don't have an intro for it.
Yeah, we just put it up. We just dive straight in. What you see is what you get. What you hear is also what you get. But it's a good time. Yeah, it's a good time. If you watch this and you have fun, you will damn sure have fun watching us watch fights. So,
yeah, check it out.
Especially if people keep getting kicked in the penis.
Yeah, we'll make all time. We'll be the regular commentary. UFC might have to hire us.
Yeah,
for the the After Dark specials. But yeah, check out this episode. You already have. Check out the rest of them though, because you're 69 behind, and
Yeah, you're
that's a
missing
good number
out,
to be
brother.
behind. But you would definitely want to be in front of it. So get in front of that number and watch for 71 next week, everybody. Appreciate you checking out and hanging out with us. That's about it. See you.